Good evening, stamping friends, and Happy New Year. I am Linda, and this is Linda's Stampin' Escape, and we are live right now with a Facebook little presentation here to kick off the new year and kick off the new catalog, online exclusives. They got 3 brand new kits that came out today, bonus days. Wow, it's a busy day at Stampin' Up. So welcome, welcome. Oh, we got 5 eyes already. Gotta click here and see who's joining in. There is Barb, welcome, and Tony, hello. Yep, don't forget to say hello so we can get your name in for a drawing for some cute little embellishments. There is Jane. Oh, it is an exciting day. There's so much good stuff. And we'll be playing with some new stuff, and I'm bringing back a little old stuff. Hello, Sharon. So, just because it's out of the old catalog, the winter one, it's some of them are still good. They're still available. So, whoops, we'll be using those. So, also, I did want to do a quick mention on bonus days, which kicked off today. Bonus days is a promotion that Stampin' Up offers for each $50 you spend. And of course, that's before shipping and taxes and your deductible stuff. You will receive a $5 coupon in which you can shop with next month. So you can shop this month and get in on all of the goodies because I'm having a party starting the 13th, so there'll be specials there too. And so you'll get those coupons. They will email you the coupon codes. Do not lose those. Save those. Make sure you put them in a nice, safe place. Hey, Chris and Karen, welcome, welcome. Did I miss anybody? No, I think I got y'all. Unless you didn't say hello. So let's dive in. Here's the new mini. For those of you who haven't gotten yours yet, I have plenty here. One is waiting for you, and you can just give me a call and, stop by and pick it up. Or for club ladies, we got Club Thursday, so I'll have them ready for you. So I'm not going to go through the catalog tonight. We're going to do a little bit more of that during the party, but for tonight, we're going to get right into our fun fold. Not a lot of cutting and prepping here. Let's just start out with our card base. We have a simple card base at 8.5 by 5.5, and you are going to score and fold that at 5.25. And let's just do a little burnish there for that. And then our inside, you'll notice I have 2 white pieces here. One is slightly larger. The inside is 4 by 5.25. So I'm just going to tuck that right in there for now because we need the mat. And that is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Okay. And then I just have a scrap piece of white for my greeting. And then this card takes 6 by 6 designer series paper. So at least for the one that we are doing tonight in this technique. I learned this from a fellow demonstrator, Frenchie. Oh my gosh, she is so much fun. And she shared how she made this card. And I thought it was so cute. Kind of reminds me of a bow tie. So you'll see what I mean once I get there. We're going to do some cutting. So it says we're going to cut 3/4 off the bottom. And then when we get to the 6-inch side, then 1 3/4, and then another 1 3/4. And then you end up with 2.5 inches left over. And we are going to use that all. So this we are going to set aside for now. Jane said her kitten is distracting her. Naughty kitty. Oh, they just like to be cute and want all the attention. Okay, so let's bring this in here. I might have to move some of my stuff back here. Pictures and stuff over there. So I'm going to try to slide this over here. Let me move them. Can I get in here? Oh, hey, Carrie. All right. I'm hoping I'm moving that pretty slow because I don't want to knock my picture off. Okay, there we go. I think we're in there. Okay. So it's funny because I wanted to put a new cutter in here, and lo and behold, I can see them every other day. I don't need them, but today when I wanted it, I couldn't find one. So let's grab this. This is a great paper to start with. If you want to start playing with this technique, then grab some designer paper that doesn't have a directional pattern, that they're just kind of all scattering, because this kind of makes it easy. You can cut without really thinking. So we are going to cut our 3/4 inches off here. And it says off the bottom, but since this one doesn't really have a pattern that we need, okay, we're going to put that there and save that. Now we're going to turn it to our 6-inch side, and we are going to cut off 1 3/4, and then 1 3/4 again. This makes it easier to remember this way. And then you have this piece, which is 2.5. Okay, so let's grab this. We don't need our cutter anymore for this. But now it's time to bring that, what I call a mat. This is a mat because it goes over our card base. So we are going to do a lot of work with this. Let's put those up there, and we are going to start with our hearts in the middle. Now, you could do it this way, and then you would have to go this way, because then your little pieces would show that way. But we're just gonna, I want my hearts to be the focal point. So let's start there. And I'll quit talking about that, otherwise I'll confuse everybody. Okay, I started here. Come on, buddy. There we go. I don't really need this one. This is the Stampin' Seal Plus, and it is sticky, so really don't need that much adhesive on here. Okay, now you could measure this all out if you want to, but I think it's so easy to put together that you don't really need to. So you are going to center your 2.5-inch piece into the middle. Make sure that you leave, equal spacing on the top and the bottom. All right. And now we are going to put our sides on, and we're going to flip them over. So we're going to add 1 strip going down the side. I'm going to use that top piece to line that up. You can use glue if you're more comfortable with that. There we go. And then this one, just flip that way. Because I like to go flip it back around. It just helps me line up. So whatever works best for you, that's how you need to do it. Okay. Because you want nice even lines on here. Oh, man, this glue adhesive is a little stickier than we need, but My card won't fall apart, will it? Okay, we'll just seal that down. Okay, now comes our creative part. So we're all got our little flaps in here, and I want to go into the center. So I want to find my center. It's about here-ish. And we're going to bend these pieces back. You do not want to go past your inside piece. So if you want, you can just put your thumb right there and just give it a little, like a little tick there. You can do that. And I like using the ruler because it just helps me guide my fold. So I'm going to go to the center. I'm just going to pull this back a little bit. And then with my thumb, I'm just going to rub that across there. And then you can seal that back. I'll move this out of the way. And we are going to do the same thing over here. Pull this back, find out where that little end comes in, and that's all the further you want to go because you don't want that sticking out. We're going to go down in towards the middle of your card. Line that up with that little bend and give it a little pull back. Not too far, nope. And just a little push. I don't push down on when I'm just kind of scoring it there because I don't want to leave a mark on my designer paper. I just want to push it up against my ruler, if that makes sense. So now kind of looks like a shirt, right? Little opened in there. Must be one from the 70s. Sorry. Okay, let's do our little mark here. Okay, just finger there. Give it a little pin back there. See how quick and easy this is? You just get that lined up in the middle, line this up with the piece you pulled, and then just give it a quick little pull back. Now you can do all the measurements if you want to. I did not. Frenchie did not. And I just think you really don't need them as long as you're like touching that little piece there and putting this in the middle. Because your greeting is going to go over there anyway, so you're not really going to see that. I just want to make sure that I got that. Push that back and score it. Now, here you have a choice, and you can either adhere these little flaps down or you can leave them up. I'm going to adhere these on this one down a little bit because I have another one where they're up, so I can show you how that looks. Super simple, right? And it's a fun fold, and everybody loves those. So this is why I called it a bow. Looks like a bow to me when you look at it this way. And if you're using a circular greeting, you could actually make your card look like this. Chris says it looks like a blouse. It does. Now it looks like a bow tie. I don't have a circle one here. Oh, well, kind of do. Doesn't match, but see how that could work? We're doing portrait style, so we're going this way. And here is my scrap piece. We'll get the rest of this. We're going to finish our front and then we'll work on our inside. So I am taking, my greeting is going to come from the Peace on Earth photopolymer set. This was in the holiday mini. Still available right now, but I love this one. It is just big hugs. I could have used, actually, I can put that on the inside. But such a nice set. Doesn't necessarily have to be for Christmas. It's one of those you can use all year long. And we're going to take it and turn it into a Valentine's card. I got my real red here with my real red cardstock. So everything's fun and coordinated. If I can line this up, we're going to be good to go. Can you even see that? There we go. We're going to use a double stamp here. And then we are going to be sending love. Right? It's Valentine's Day. So we're going to send some love. Stuff over there. And not going to work on too much fussiness here. We're just going to do our usual little blunt cut that, I love that one because it's so quick and easy. Grab some dimensionals. I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas and that you got to celebrate your new year. I am still fighting off whatever the heck I had that came, I don't know, a couple days after Christmas and is just finally starting to ease up on me. But I hear there were a lot of people not feeling well this year and still a lot of stuff going around. Okay, let's get our little sending love in there. I kind of like this because it's like pointing with the regular points, but I wanted to soften it up just a little bit. So I found these. These are in the New Spring Mini, and they're on page 16, and these are called Softest Spring Mix and Match Puffy Stickers. They're so cute. I think I showed these on my little kickoff thing that I did. And I'm just going to stick that right there. And then I'm going to grab a little dimensional. And I know that's sticky, but it's popped up, so I need to pop that up as well. I'm going to just stick one of these under there. And voila. There we go. There is our front. We can quickly put this on. And then I'll show you what we're going to do with the rest of that designer paper. Because Frenchie was talking about this is a great paper saving technique, a great way to show your designer paper off and use it all up in 6x6 pieces. Hi, Beth. And for those who have the 6x6 papers, those work really good. Now you can put this way. Do I want to go that way? Yeah, let's go this way. I did the bottom on a lot of the other cards. So going to do that, and then we're going to trim off those little pieces. And you could put either side up. You could put your hearts up, or you could put your little polka dots up. That is what's so cute about this. This is called the Made with Love Designer Series paper. And you'll find that on page 31. So if you make a few Valentine's cards, that's a cute paper to get. Now, I told you that I would show you one where I left the tops up. So here's where I just left the flaps up. So either way, that's up to you. But I want to show you some extra cards. Okay. Now, I grabbed the 6x6 Beautiful Gallery Designer Series paper. That's where this one comes from. Okay. And it's done exactly the same way, tacked down. The greeting is from The Right Words. They're still available. I love this set. Okay, and then I use the nested essential dies to cut this one. So to cut that inside instead of just snip snip like we did there. Okay, and then I have one more because I found this beautiful paper and I did this differently. So with the floral charm paper, this is 12 by 12, as is our Made with Love. So you just cut those into 6 by 6 pieces. Check that out. That, my friends, is Floral Charm, still available in the catalog. Did you guys know we have 50 or more designer series paper packs? Wow, I didn't even realize we had that many. Crazy, but I went to look to see if this was still available. And you can see that instead of laying my sides opposite, I laid them the same as the center and then just folded it back and exposed the other side. Where here we did the opposite paper, opposite side, and then just brought in, so it looks like it's kind of exploding. This one just looks like, it's highlighting your greeting. And this greeting comes from the brand new Prayers and Promises. This was one of my favorite stamp sets in the new mini catalog. I love this one. We were in dire need of this. So, such a pretty set. And went well with my floral charm paper, and then just Spotlight on Nature dies to cut that out. So you can see you can use anything in the center, whether you cut it yourself or use a die or even a punch if you have a bunch of punches. And then you can either do the contrasting, which is how it was originally designed, or you can be a rebel like me and flip it the opposite way. Um, Chris said I was curious on how that would look, and there it is, Chris. So great minds think alike. I do have some other ideas to do with this layout, which I will be sharing with you next week, Tuesday night, as I not only go live, but will be kicking off our party. So I have so much fun stuff planned for that party. So I just can't wait. Thank you, Barb. Thank you, Chris. Thank you all. I'm glad you guys like those. Like I said, it doesn't matter if it's a brand new one or something that's been hiding in your designer paper stack. Pull it out and try it. This is such a fun technique. And then you can do it either way. You can do it with the contrasting, or you can do it with the same direction of your layers. And then when you flip it back, the contrasting shows. So it's kind of cool. So glad you like them. Love your comments. And I hope I explained well enough how to make those. I will have the dimensions again on the YouTube video, which hopefully will be created pretty soon. Right now, I'm going in the kitchen to make some chili. Beth said I will need to see them up close. Well, I'll have them ready for you on Thursday during club. So glad you guys like them. And I will be talking to some of you soon. Again, if you need that catalog, give me a call and we'll set up a time to pick it up. Will not be available on Thursday, but tomorrow and over the weekend, I will be home. So happy Tuesday, happy kickoff, happy launch day. And thanks again for stopping by and hanging out with me. So I appreciate it. Have a wonderful evening, and I will be back later with a winner to see who gets some cute little embellishments. Good night now.